And by the way, like Apple technology is responsible for more divorces than they
Yeah. That's real discovery right there.
Yeah, sorry, shots fired, Steve Jobs. I'm sorry, Tim Cook's gonna, like, my iPhone's gonna stop working now. Love your products, don't do that to me, man. But the truth is, like, there's the whole integration of the different devices.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't realize, like, your fucking text messages are coming up on the iPad that your kid's playing with.
Oh, wow.
And then your wife, like, you're upstairs texting with the girlfriend about, like, it was so great last night, you know, and then the kid is like, bing, 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 and mom comes over like, what's going on? And they're like, I don't know, the cartoon stopped. And mom's like, what is this? And all of a sudden there's naked pictures of the girlfriend, and she's reading in real time, you know, and this happens like once a week. I get one of those cases.
Yes.
Okay, question about that. Do you think those people are just at the point where they're okay getting caught? Because that seems so foolish.
Yeah, I ask myself that question a lot, because sometimes people are so brazen
that it's just like
you kind of go, yeah, like
on some level, subconsciously,
yeah,
you're like,
I mean, you know, subconsciously,
they're just cowards. They can't end it, and they're like, I just need some. If something does happen where it does end, I'm okay with it, but I don't.
Quiet quitting.
Yeah, I think a lot of them feel. You know, Patrice O'Neill had a thing he used to say about
won me over, right?
He had a great thing about how he said, you know, cheating, if you think about it, is a man. He said, a man is leaving his home to get some happiness without hurting your feelings.
Go to fuck a girl behind a dumpster.
Right. Like, but
to get a little bit of happiness.
So I think a lot of these
without
guys,
hurting your
feelings.
Cheating is for you.
Yeah, it's for you. Yeah, and I remember like hearing that and going like, but you know, when you spend enough time with people who've cheated, that's legit how they're like, look, I love her.
Yeah.
I love her. But we don't have that anymore. Yeah. Like, we have this, like, we're running a daycare center together.
Yeah.
And like, I love her. I like coming home to her. I like her mom. I like her brother. Like, we all get along. I like all the stuff we do. I like our home. I like our life. But like, I want to fuck sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean, like, I had a friend who once said to me, like,
prostitution, dude.
The moment you know you're in a relationship is when you're in the middle of sex and you think, one of these days I've got to get laid. You know, and I think that most married men do not acknowledge that this is correct.
No,
but
it's a bit.
It's a bit. Yeah. Most married men will go, oh, yeah, okay. Like, I kind of get that. Like, the difference, because, again, I think there is something really true about you can't, some of the freaky shit you want to do in your head, blame Pornhub, you know, it's on all everybody's heds. You're not going to do that with the person that then you'll be like, okay, so which of us is going to bathe the kids now? Like, you're not going to do that. So I think men sometimes move away from that kind of a connection with their spouse, and then they say, look, I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to lose my family. They seek it in other places. I want to chase this shiny object. And by the way, like, I mean, look at how many half-naked women we are exposed to on a daily basis, thanks to Instagram and TikTok and everything else.
So it's our fault, really. We have to keep degrading the women we love. Is that
I mean, I don't think that's bad advice. I mean, so insofar as they at some point enjoyed that, yes. Like, if you started out that way and then you said, she might secretly be like, why don't you ever like a filthy slut anymore? Like, I'm also a mom, but I'm also a filthy slut.
Yeah, I'm both. Like, we can be both.
You can be both. I think you probably.
So, Mark, that's why our parents are still married.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, bro.
Yeah, my dad got like the GIMP costume in the basement. You know, like,
there's no Madonna whore complex. You gotta just put them together. Okay?
Your parents got 8 kids. I could have told you they were doing some wild shit.
My dad always makes this comment. We'll be at dinner. He's like, you know, Amanda, you still got that nurse outfit? And everyone's like, Dad, what the fuck?
Wow.
He's like, I'm joking. But, dude.
That's awesome.
That's interesting.
But yeah, cheating is one of those things. I mean, I joke that I've got a PhD in cheating because you listen to people who've been cheated on, you listen to people who've done the cheating, but the people that I'm shocked by are the people that, like, they know their spouse is cheating. Like, they had one of those iMessage moments, or they, like, the cameras catch stuff, all the little Nest cams, security cams, the baby cams, nanny cams, catch stuff, and they don't let the spouse know that they know it. And they're like 3-4 months in to like I've watched this person having sex with their mistress on the nanny cam.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm still sitting across the table from them. And I find myself thinking, like, how the fuck do you keep that?
Yeah, you're the
calm?
sociopath, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
I see why that person cheated.
That.
Yeah,
like, you
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
go, how are you not, like, just losing your shit on this person at all? You know, but people can
And why do you think
Kids usually, or?
I think it's, I don't know, I think it's a combination of, like, if they say it out loud, it's real.
Yeah.
And I think
They're in
just-
denial.
Yeah, sometimes people come into my office and, like, they have a very hard time. There's tissues on, like, every desk because people just, they having to say it out loud, you know, having to, like, say out loud, like, yeah, this thing's broken, you know?
Yeah, you also see why, like, sometimes it's forgivable for people. Like, I think sometimes when you're, like, young and in a relationship and you don't have, like, children or anything like that, and there's, like, a cheating thing, it's, like, the one thing you can't do. It's like...
Well, I got to tell you, we're in modern society, like, what I will tell you is a lot more people come back from cheating than you'll ever know.
So yeah, I'm interested to talk about that, not for personal reasons at all. No, nothing to do with that. But yeah, I feel like when you have X amount of kids, you have homes, you have a life that you guys all enjoy, and then the husband does some when the wife does it, I bet the dads are like, fuck this, it's fucking over. But when the husband does some shit, I wonder if some of the wives are like, ugh, does he not have a relationship with her? Is it a one-time fucking
Well, it depends what the shit is.
Right.
It depends what you did.
Well, and the question...
Wait, what do you mean by that? What do you
Well,
mean
like,
by
it depends on the nature of the infidelity.
Yeah, if you get your dick sucked while you're on a trip with the boys or something like that, that's different than if you're fucking like her friend in the community, because now you're embarrassing her and there's this whole other...
Well, what I'll tell you is the
matter a lot.
the difference between men and women is when a woman gets caught cheating, the man's first question is, did you fuck him?
Wow.
And the woman's first question is, do you love her?
Do you love her?
Because that's the distinction. And I will tell you, in my experience, and again, don't fucking pillory me for this one, guys. I didn't make up gender roles. I'm just observing what's sitting on the other side of the fucking desk.
Yeah.
But what I'm not talking about you guys. I mean the comments. The reality is that women are much more forgiving of those things, because I think there is a part of them that goes, yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
You're a guy.
Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're a guy. Like, this had nothing to do with me.
And
this
there's
has
so
to do
much
with
to
you.
lose.
Yeah.
That you losing so much.
Yeah.
Whereas a man allowing his wife to cheat,
Yeah.
he's lost his entire identity as a man.
But what's
I don't think a
heartbreaking-
woman loses
Yeah.
anything as a woman when we cheat, because the expectation of us is we're a bunch of fucking idiots that
Yeah.
can't stop putting our dick and stuff.
Yep.
They spend the majority of their lives telling guys that they don't want to fuck them.
Yeah.
So when they do, you must have wanted that shit.
The problem I have too is
Real quick, Bill Maher while I was doing this pod with Bill Maher, he had a funny idea, and he was like, I oftentimes hear female rappers say this thing like, I'm gonna steal your man, like, I'm gonna steal your man, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's like that's
take
the
that
hardest.
dumpster fire.
How the hell
Yeah.
you stole me? Like, it's the easiest thing in the world. That's some like hard
It's-
task to
yeah,
do.
no, it's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah. Stealing somebody's girl is tough because you're taking away from a life
Well,
you
that's
really
why.
love.
Right. That's why I've always said the whole thing of a hall pass.
Yeah.
Is the fucking dumbest deal in the world for men.
Yes.
Because like think about it. If I say, you know, all right, with my girl, if I say to her, like, all right, we each have a hall pass, and she goes, okay, mine's Bradley Cooper, and I say, okay, mine is, I don't know, Angelina Jolie,
she could fuck
whatever. The chances of
fuck
me,
him.
if I meet her in the first class lounge and I go, listen, just so you know, I have permission if you want to go have a little something. And, you know, But the chances of like a guy being like, you know, if she went, listen, I'm allowed to suck your dick right now, you'd be like, I got 10 minutes. It's never a good deal for the men.
Well, because we pick the wrong people.
I'm being ambitious, you know.
You gotta pick
camera
someone-
setup. You know?
Fucking JetBlue flight attendant, and then some gay guy with tits, and you're just like, that's the one who I'm gonna cheat.
Yeah,
with.
that's all
something
sign up.
attainable.
But it really is one of those things that I think with women, what I do feel bad for women about is the women who have been cheated on. They've said, okay, you know what? I'm going to look past this.
And
We
then
have
have-
family,
yeah.
we have kids and stuff like that. No, what I actually feel bad is that how other women, they have to suffer in silence, because if they told any of the women in their life, I'm taking him back, they would be fucking excoriated. They would be destroyed. Like, you ever want to read vitriolic comments?
Yeah.
Any woman like who takes back a man who cheated on her, like Beyonce got way more shit than Jay-Z.
She had to put out a whole album.
Because it had, she had to like beat him up somehow to have some redemption.
Yeah.
And again, from other women. Because women were like, how dare you take him? Because it has to,
right.
she left him.
That's social
She'd have been the girl boss.
Yeah.
She'd have been he has no right to do that.
Wouldn't that be the same for men though? If a girl cheats and a guy takes her back, wouldn't guys
Same
fucking
thing. Yeah, same thing. You get pilloried for it. Yeah, you get pilloried.
So
You have to suffer in silence. You have to not tell people that this happened, which, by the way, it is a hard thing for people to come back from, rebuild trust from. People do it all the time. People do it all the time. And usually what it is, they come into my office, they're like, I want to kill him. I want him out. I want to file tomorrow. And I have done this long enough that I'll go, okay, listen, if we want to do it, and on Monday we'll still do it. But this just happen.
hang out a
Let's
second.
take a breath.
Yeah.
Let's get our ducks in order. And usually a couple days later, they'll call me and they'll say, you know what, we talked and then we're going to go talk to someone. We're going to go to a counselor. And very often I never hear from that person again. And I think that they figure out a way to navigate it.
Do kids make a difference?
Yeah.
Kids make huge.
massive.
Yeah.
You have a tremendous reason to keep it together if you have children. I mean, you're fully going, in best case scenario, you're going to lose a huge chunk of time with your children. You're going to lose the support of a co-parent. I mean, it's difficult to raise a child with two people. It's difficult to do with one person. It's incredible.
It's almost impossible,
Yeah.
dude. It's like, unless you have help, I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's very challenging. So I think that people have, the more skin you have in the game, like that's why I always say, like,